Hi, friends. I'm Pastor Sarah, the pastor of Zion United Church of Christ, and this is our weekly 2 Minute Tuesday for September 16th. If you are joining us, give us a like or a comment. And I've got a question for you today again, so I hope that you can share your response in the comments also, whether you're joining us live on Facebook or later on Instagram or YouTube. Let us know that you are here with us. So, in worship at Zion on Sunday mornings, we have been doing a series thinking about our identity as a church in the United Church of Christ. We're exploring our history, thinking about what makes us who we are, trying to learn from our roots and see where that takes us into the future. And this Sunday, we're going to talk about how our faith ancestors in the Evangelical and Reformed Church and the Congregational Christian Church very courageously came together to make a new denomination, along with other elements of the church that maybe aren't fully represented in those particular four traditions. But coming together in unity, not having everything figured out before they became one, was a courageous act of hope. Their hope was that they could be united in Christ. And it wasn't an easy thing to make that happen. Change is never easy, it's hard. We kind of get stuck in our habits and our ways, and when you mix things up like that, it can bring all kinds of grief and loss with it, but it also brings a lot of possibility. So, in thinking about that courageous act of hope, I am wondering what acts of hope you have seen lately. There's been a lot going on in our country and in our world that is scary and disheartening. We've seen a lot of hatred, a lot of fear, a lot of division. And our church history reminds us of how important it is to come together, to have courageous conversations, to be open and honest with each other in order to try to find common ground, and to be the church that Christ calls us to be. So, in the midst of our current context and all that we are facing, what acts of hope have you seen? Those can be small, simple acts, or it can be big ones as well. One small act of hope that I have witnessed in the last couple of weeks is at church. My parents, when my niece is there, always give her $1 to put in the offering plate. And they are teaching her about generosity and about giving back to the community and about supporting the work of the church. And every time I see that, it gives me a lot of hope, thinking about folks who are doing so much to help raise young people well, and thinking about how those lessons take root at a really young age and then are carried on into our lives. And my parents did the same thing with me when I was young, and they taught me those values, and how to put my hope and my trust in what God can do. So that, even that small, simple act of putting that $1 in the offering plate, to me, that's a courageous act of hope and an important lesson to learn. So share with me in the comments, what courageous acts of hope have you seen in our world lately? We'll be back next week for another 2 Minute Tuesday. I hope that you'll join us for worship Sunday at 10 a.m., either in person or online. We're going to keep thinking about our UCC roots and identity, and I hope that you'll join us for that. So see you next week, and hopefully see you Sunday too.